Why am I outside when I could be inside? Why am I trying to do a film in a concomage that obviously isn't working? Why do windows in the UK open outwards? Windows. They're those things made of glass that are good for staring out of and wondering, when will my husband return from the war? Back in the olden days, rich people who could afford windows would take out the glass and bury it in their gardens if they went away for long periods of time. This was because glass was super duper valuable. Nowadays, in whatever century this is, glass windows are more commonplace. This does not raise the following questions. Why do windows in the UK open outwards when they open inwards in a lot of other countries? Why is this something I'm interested in? Why am I rehashing the Ask 3 questions in a voiceover while I walk about a bit and look at things that have a thin, at best, connection to the topic? Well, I'll tell you. I'm a very boring person, and this is something that documentaries just do. Don't blame me, it's the law. Windows that open outwards don't seem at first to have as many benefits as ones that open inwards. Please pretend that the outside is inside for the purpose of this shot. I couldn't find a window that opens inwards because this is the UK and there aren't that many, which is the point of this video. So here are the positives of inward opening windows. The big one, in my opinion, is that you can have screens or shutters, so when it's warm you can still have air coming through into the room from outside without having insects sneaking their way in, buzzing around your face and maybe trying to bite you. So you find a lot of screens and shutters in places like Australia and France and Southern Europe, though they are in no way exclusive to these places. In fact, you see a lot of shutter-type designs in countries like France and Italy, etc., probably to do with the age of the buildings and architecture trends, that are mimicked by chateau-type designs or cottages in the UK. Little white wooden frame things outside of windows that usually can't move because they're stuck to the outside wall. Aesthetic. You can also clean the outside part of a window that opens inwards easily yourself without having to go outside, or risk your life on a ladder, or pay for someone else to risk their life on a ladder. But inwards opening windows don't deal so well with windowsills. I'm assuming a lot of people are similar to my family and love putting things on them. Photographs, knick-knack, bric-a-brac, plants, much to the minimalist's horror. But where else is planty going to live? Windowsills are a godsend to my hoarder instinct, and if they open outwards, they would knock everything off. Looks like it was planticide. The window did it! However, there are these windows that open a little bit of the top, so you can still keep things on the windowsill. But this kind of defeats the point of being able to open the window really wide and clean them from the outside and get a screen in there to stop bugs from getting in, which really was one of the main things that got me thinking about this whole thing in the first place. Like those little gnats that buzz around your head really loudly in the middle of the night and wake you up. Like, I get it, you want to bite me. Could you at least not wake me up about it? Then I started thinking about the secret third type of window that just doesn't open. So if you had a row of that along the bottom and then openy windows at the top, you could still get to keep the sweet precious windowsill space, though it kind of does mess a little with the cleaning thing. That was when I realised I had come to a point where I needed to stop. I'm not an architect. I can't even spell architect. And you can only read so many forum posts about people arguing about windowsills that you realise I have better things to do, like nothing.
You were meant to be at work 4 hours ago?
Also, you're probably more likely to hit yourself in a window opening inwards than opening outwards. I'm here with Sharky to tell us more. You see, it depends on the shape and the position of the window, and if you were being chased by a crazed murderer inside and wanted to slam a window into their face. The Hanable invasion, asking the real questions you think about at 3 AM in the morning. But you can also hit yourself on an open window outside. Perhaps you're more likely to hit someone else if you're the one opening the window, which can be seen as a positive or a negative depending on if you want to injure someone and why. Another negative to inward opening windows is blinds, or more importantly, net curtains, get in the way, and can't be used to their full potential. As you may know, twitching the net curtains, aka spying on neighbours and people in the street without them being able to see you, is a national pastime and long-held tradition, as documented in many British soap operas, such as East Nation, Corrienders and Brookside. But now for the long-awaited conclusion by the two of you that are actually watching. Weep holes versus cavity drainage channels. So traditionally the UK has a lot more rain than other countries in southern Europe. When we have heat, there's still rain. When it's cold, it's not dry. Windows that open outwards had a better seal on them and were less likely to let in rain than ones that open inwards. And for a country constantly in fear of rising damp, that's pretty helpful. You see more outward opening windows in colder countries with heavier rainfall. In present day, technology has advanced, so in actuality, inwards opening windows have a pretty good, if not as good, seal and aren't going to let water in. So, at the end of the video, it's just habit.
Isn't that an anticlimax?
It seems that not only did the Romans bring us better sanitation and medicine and education and irrigation and public health and roads and a fresh water system and baths and public order, but also windows made of glass. Though they probably just pinched the idea from someone else and renamed windows from Hephaestus or something. Veni vidi vici.